So how's everybody doing? We're right at the top of the hour, so we should probably get started, but I did want to say hello and check in with you guys. You working on your website or what's new? We'll get started in just 1 second. All right, Andreas is here from Mexico. Yay. All right, so I think it's great in Sweden and sunny summer. Yeah, we're having a beautiful day here as well. And hello, Therese. All right, so we were going to talk about simple, automated, profit-producing funnels. And I guess we should start, obviously, for some people to say, what is a funnel? And sometimes funnel sounds like a big, scary word, but honestly, it can be quite complicated, but it's also a simple thing. All it is the path that people take going through your website, and in this case, we're speaking about website pages that they go through to maybe opt into something, to pay for a product, to get upsells or things like that. It is as complicated or simple as you want. One of the simplest funnels that you probably already have made is to have an opt-in form on your site, and then the person gets their download, and then you can send them emails. Or even if you sell a product, you technically have a funnel too, because you have the sales page of the product, and then where they go next is the next step. But organizing your funnels, like trying to strategically plan them and organize them, are great because it does really help you organize the flow of how people should go through different things. Many funnel building software allows you to do split tests. Noomu allows you to do split tests. So we're going to demonstrate everything with Noomu, but it's still going to apply no matter what type of website builder you use. It also, funnel also allows you to keep track of statistics. So where are your sales coming from? You're selling a certain product, but maybe you have these different, maybe they sign up for something free and then they get presented the product. And maybe you have a few of those things and you're like, I don't even know where the sales are coming from. A funnel will allow you to keep statistics about that particular funnel and where, so that you can build on stuff that is working well. And funnels are also great for duplication because you probably want to be able to copy them so that you could continue to track things even more. And maybe you're not ready you might be ready for this, you may not be. But if you're going to do, say, maybe you have your own free traffic that you send to a particular funnel, but then maybe you want to do a Facebook ad or a Google ad or something like that, you would probably want to duplicate it so that you can track everything separately. And the good news is with Noomu, actually all this duplication and organizing of funnels is super easy. But even if you're doing it manually, you can still keep track of things. And all you have to do is set it up and then you drive traffic to it. You can do the split test that I talked about. And if you don't know what a split test is, it's when you have maybe two different pages. There's a slight difference in the pages and you drive the traffic to it. And over time, you see which one is better because you can just tweak headlines. You can tweak small little things. Maybe it's your price. Maybe it's the way you actually say the offer, the call to action. You would test those things and you will find over time, and it's quite amazing. You don't realize how big an effect these changes can have. But when you're putting them into funnels that can track and split test, you're able to improve over time. And that's a good thing because not only does it make you more money, but it means that you're serving your customers better, that they are getting what they need out of visiting your website. So today we're going to cover in depth. I'll go walk through them. There's 2 new funnels inside of Noomu that you can use. But throughout that, while I show you that, you're also going to get some tips about copywriting and writing persuasively, also figuring out how to structure your own funnel. And we'll also talk about how you can use the funnels we created. So the 2 brand new funnels we have are a lead magnet funnel, so to grow your list, and the other one is a product funnel. And we kept these ones quite simple. And there are other funnels that you can build on that are in Noomu as well, but this one has fill in the blanks type stuff. So it guides you through the process of writing your pages so that people want to opt in, so people want to make the purchase. And then we also have our quiz funnels and our pop-up funnels that we always had, or not always, but have had before now. And so I'll go into Noomu now and I'm going to show you how to find these ones, but we're going to talk about specifically the lead magnet funnel and the product funnel. So you guys can go from here and start building assets to grow your list and sell your products. So I am just going to find myself in Noomu and start sharing the screen. I don't know why it's the one in bright green, but I can never see it. All right. So you guys can see the new, how come it doesn't show me? Yes, it does show me. You guys are probably good there. You can just see the Digital Hustle Academy inside my trial account here. So I will show you first, just so you know where they are, the quiz and the pop-ups in case you want to do them. And those are totally done for you, actually. They're like on certain topics and you can just implement them into your site. But then I'm going to show you the other two funnels. So when you're in your builder, anytime you want to go to create a funnel, they are listed here. They're funnels and websites. So I'm going to show you where to find the quiz funnel, and you can go create a funnel, and you will see we have a category in here that is turnkey quiz templates. So these quizzes are 10-part questions that are designed to get people to think about the topic that it's about, like they're done for you. You can also modify them to different topics because the structure is already there. And then it leads them to a results page depending on their score, and also has place for you to promote your product. So the plug and play ones we're going to do are right here, and we're going to come right back to them because I want to show you quickly where the pop-ups are in case you want to go and use them. So funnels, here is my website for funnels, official funnels. The pop-ups, I know it's confusing. It's not an official funnel. It's a pop-up, but we've made it into a funnel for you. You would go under your pages on the left, and there's pop-ups here. And you can do add new. Oh, that's my pop-ups that I have. And then you can add a new pop-up, and then you can see our turnkey ones. There's other ones that you can use as well as templates, but these ones are done for you. There's 20 lead magnets already set. When someone fills in the form, they're going to be able to download this promised content as well. You can also just use them as templates if you want to update what you want. Now that sun is coming in high from that high window. I'm going to just move a little because it's going in my face. So those are there for you. And let me head back over to, I've got Zoom stuff in my way as always. And let's go back and dig into these two funnels. So again, we would go to under My Sites and Funnels there, create a funnel. And let's start with the lead magnet one, how we're going to grow our list. And I will go select. And of course, you got to name it. Lead magnet. Now you have it. And there is a little video that pops up if you want to watch on how to use funnels when you go in there. I recommend that you can watch that. So this has the copy and everything laid out for you, and it has fill in the blanks stuff for you. Now, I just want to show you also, if you don't know, when you put this funnel here, it will reside separately. And you can drive traffic to it. You can add a domain to it, or it'd be separate. But if you want to add it to your website, you would go here under My Sites and Funnels, and it's this one now. And they have the little gear icon here, and it can put it into a website in this project. But just be aware that when you move it into your website project, it's going to pick up the styling from your site. So the colors will change, and you might need to update them so that it looks properly. So I'm just going to work with this one so we don't get into anything too complicated. But you can move it into your website. And then if you change your mind and you're like, I want to move it out, there is an option to move it out. So it can go in and out. You can duplicate. You can do whatever you. But anytime you want to do the styling on anything, it's here. So when that's where you can control the different colors and things. But that's beyond what we're doing today. But just in case you put it in and that you have this color, the colors look different and you're not sure that they quite match, because if you have a light color as your background, then the white font you might need to update. But all this funnel is, so when you're looking at this, so you can go under pages now, and this shows that it's a funnel, this little icon here, and it shows you the 2 pages. This is just a simple, super simple funnel. It's the sign up page and then the download page. And the way you see the funnel. So the pages is where you can go in and you pick the page to edit. But if you want to look at the funnel settings, you'll go down here under the funnels and you can again see the steps. So these are the pages, but they're also steps. So anytime you add a new page, or you can add a new step, you can add a page, you can add a pop-up. You can also, if your funnel's complicated, the section label allows you to just separate it. So maybe you're going to add other stuff. Maybe you want to send them to different things afterwards. So that could be there. The cool thing about funnels in Noomu is when you put, these are the steps in the funnel. So the links that get created, like it automatically sends people to the next page. It won't, so you don't have to, I'll show you actually. So on this, for example, so this is the form that you would set up, and you go under the settings and it goes to next funnel step. But if you don't want it to go to the next funnel step, you can change it. You can change it to a different link and stuff like that. But when you like duplicate funnels, it will always go to the next page. It updates everything for you. So it automatically can go to the next step. But don't worry if you have navigation or something at the bottom or the top of the page when you incorporate into your website, it won't change those links. But all the other links, it will go to step 2. And in your funnel, you can set a goal. So this one has the goal of getting people to the thank you page. That means that the person has opted in and they've ended up there. So you can set that as a goal. To remove the goal is here, or you can just add the goal back in, and that's what you want to do. And then it'll tell you this, it'll keep the stats about your goals, like how many people actually got to that page. It'll also tell you if you made sales through this funnel. This doesn't have a product in here. It probably wouldn't show any of that, but on the product funnel, it would. I know that this is because there's a lot to cover in this. And so I hope I'm going in a way that makes sense to you guys. And feel free, if you have any questions, we can slow down and look at things in more depth. But first, I just wanted to show you the settings here, and then we'll go into the pages and how you can actually use them in your business. So the other thing I had mentioned is that you can also split test. So it's called an A/B test. So a split test is, and it's A/B split test. They call it different things, but it says A/B test here. And so you can create that. And now you could duplicate this page, or you could create a new page. As a bit of advice, if you are going to split test and you want a meaningful split test, it is better to use the same page and then make one change, like a significant change, like starting with the headline is a good place to start split testing, or split testing major points of your sales page. So we're not going to do a split test today. I just wanted to show you it's there, and we can do training in the future on more stuff like that. And so maybe now what we can do is just look in the actual pages so that you guys can go in and start using them. So here we are on the opt-in page. So it has a headline, a product graphic here, pretend product graphic, and the opt-in form. And if you like the layout, kind of this mock-up, we do have when you add this funnel to there, you can grab the Canva template, and you can also get the cover. You can get this cover template, and you get this mock-up in case you want to use something similar, and you can edit it however you'd like. And then you would so this is the note telling you that there's a Canva template, and you can just delete it after you've grabbed the Canva template. And so there's a headline and more information, because this probably isn't enough to get people to opt in. They want to learn more. They want to learn what's there. There's a space for you to put information about yourself and why you created it, and change the image. I'm going to go back and talk about editing these. I just want to give you an overview. What is there? Yeah. And Andreas, we're going to do a product funnel next. So I'm going to show you that as well. And then there's a testimonial section. And if you don't have any testimonials there, you can add things. You could be transparent. If you have testimonials about something else you've done that's related, you can put these here, and then it doesn't have to be specifically for that offer. But if you want to ever hide this part or delete, you can delete it by highlighting the block. You can delete it, or you can just go over here and hide. And then you would hide this part, obviously, as well. It's the little I with the line through it. So that way you can go back and bring it back anytime you want. So you can start here and nobody can see that, only you when you're in your dashboard. And then it ends with the form. And we've done kind of a fill in the blanks type copy for you so that it guides you into trying to hitting those persuasion points. But of course, you can change it completely. But before we talk about the copy, maybe I should show you what you would need to do to make this functional. So you have two forms and they're two separate forms. So you would need to update both of them. But all you have to do to connect this to your email marketing is you would go under settings, and then you can choose to be notified of each one if you would like. If you don't want to, then turn that off. If you expect lots of opt-ins, you might not want that. But if you want that encouragement, and it'll go by default to the Noomu, the address in your Noomu account. If you want it to go somewhere else, you can add something there. And it's already set to go to the next funnel step. And so you're all good to go on that. And you could just, if you want to edit that page, which we'll look at next, you can do that easily. And then you would want to connect it to email marketing. You want to create a list here. And then they're added to that list. You can also tag them. So maybe you want to tag them with the funnel that you chose. So maybe you're going to be duplicating this funnel a whole bunch of times. And maybe this one is like for Facebook ads, free gift or something like that. Then you'll be able to go into your contacts, which are up here, and you'll be able to see everyone who is tagged with this. So you can see how the results are going. So a tag is definitely good. And you also need to add them to an email list if you want to trigger any kind of email going out. We're going to talk about email automations next month, and the class is already on the Fleet class page. So definitely join us for that if you need help with the email stuff. But that's all you need to start adding them to your list, is just connect it to a list. And really, that's actually the only thing you would need to do. And then you would do the same on the bottom. The forms if you want to collect other information from them, you can edit fields and things like that. But otherwise, the only thing that you must do to make this funnel work is to connect it to a list so that they're added. So let's talk a little bit about these different sections. So I think when you're trying to get someone to opt in, you can have something really great, but you want to really speak to your audience. So this kind of headline here gives you a question that taps into pain or a problem, right? So are you tired of blank, whatever it is, feeling this certain way? You want to show that you are there to help them with a certain problem. And then you'd want another headline to show your audience that you have a simple solution that will allow them to make big changes right away. And obviously you can edit that as well, but I think a great opt-in offer offers something that isn't too complicated, right? That they're not overwhelmed with information. You're not overdoing it. You're creating something that will simplify it, that they can start doing small things that will make a big change in their life or whatever they're trying to accomplish. If you could frame your opt-in offer that way, then you're going to get good opt-ins there, because people are short on time. They don't necessarily go around looking for information. They look for solutions to problems. So then you can update the headed here, claim you're totally free, whatever it is. Real change is easy when you implement these. And it says number of simple strategies. So maybe 12 simple strategies, whatever you would like to put there. Adding a number, that makes it specific. So people can imagine it, and it provides some more credibility and reality to what you're offering. Then this next section, you can update to highlight your offer, ready to benefit you provide, ready to start windsurfing without the extra learning curve or worry that you're going to drown. I don't know. I just made that up. I've never made something for windsurfing before, but fill it in that way. And then there's you can see here the free instant download, which could be a printable type of resource, gives you so many simple but powerful. And then you talk about example, daily habits, mindset shift, planning tips that support your benefit. So I'll let you guys go through these because there is a lot of detail here. And as you can see that in the brackets is the stuff that you would want to replace. If you are going from scratch and you feel comfortable writing your own, absolutely, right? This is just guidelines to help you. But if you do go through this and treat it like a template and you're just learning how to write more persuasively, this will help you a lot. And obviously where it doesn't fit, you can update it. Same with the about us section. So you can obviously you would change your photo if you prefer to have, or if maybe you wanted some type of different image to be there, but you just edit the image and you can upload your own image there. So you update it to you. And this is really focused on a lot of people on an about page. It says, oh, hey, I'm so and, but this, we kind of want to, this is really putting the other person forward. Why I made this guide available to you. It's about them. Hi, I'm Sally and I'm passionate about helping people. And you can just fill in the blanks from there. And it really puts a focus on how, and some empathy here. I know firsthand how challenging it can be to do that particular thing and how easy it is to maybe get into some rut or something like that. That's why I created this resource to give you, and then what the benefit is that fits into your busy schedule, current challenges or goals, right? And then you can just update the headline, and it's actually the same thing as here. So you can do it however you like. And then you've got an opt-in page. If you have some testimonials, you would reveal them here, and you can change the images just the same way. And yeah, and if you haven't been using Noomu, everything's like super easy, drag and drop. You can create more spaces in between different, you can create spaces between different things like that. Sorry. And change colors, fonts, all your font settings are here to change the text color. There's background color, the size of the font, etc., etc. All right. So then you have your page ready. And again, it can be simple. You don't have to make opt-in offers, don't have to be complicated. A checklist or something like that will do the job. If it helps them create that really specific result without having to make a lot of changes, or they know that they now have a blueprint, a checklist that will help them solve a very specific problem, can be a great opt-in offer. So let's go look at the thank you page, which is all set up for you. I'm just going to discard my changes. You should always save. And it's ready for you as well. And it has some encouraging words because that's what you want. You want once they opt in, they end up on the other page, you want them to feel like they made the right decision. So congratulations on taking a powerful step to whatever change you provide. And it also gives them, you can give them a little more encouragement to remind them what they're about to learn to do. It's designed to support you with doable, realistic actions that can lead to whatever the benefit is, one step at a time. So you are trying to create this excitement. You're also empathizing with them, and then you're guiding them to download it as well. So this, you would need to connect to whatever your file is. So if you didn't know to, in Noomu, you would just go edit link. This is actually really great. You don't have to upload files separately. You can actually just go file, and here you can upload whatever it is. There is a file size limit, but in your opt-in, it probably will be there. Stephanie, yeah, I'm just going to answer that one too. I'm sure Yusuf's there as well. But there is a limit on funnels that are included in all the different plans, I believe. And it depends which plan you started with. Our current plans are on our website, and you can have a peek if you're unsure. The starter plan, I think, has one funnel, and then it goes up from there. But it definitely varies because if you started with us at the very beginning, there were different plans that were used. Yes. Okay. And so you would just update that, and then you can also maybe add information about your product here. You can even incorporate your whole sales page here, which is often what we do. When they end up going to a download page, I might move this up and try to maybe make it take up a little less space, but I want to make sure it's very clear where they would download it. And then we would just go right into a headline that would be super relevant from someone grabbing this free gift who could possibly benefit from our full product, and put it right there. So easy peasy. You can start implementing those right away. So Marlene, the funnel is, a standalone page for your lead magnet. So that's what this one is in particular. We chose the lead magnet funnel. A funnel can do anything, and it can be part of your website. It can be on just on a subdomain as well, you can incorporate it right into your website, which it's still a standalone page. It would just incorporate the styling of your website and stuff like that. And you can have your header on it and everything like that. Okay. So how are we doing? Everything okay with the lead magnet funnel? I think the best way to do it is to play with it. And then if you need questions, or if you want a little critique of your copy or anything like that, you could always go. And if you haven't noticed it yet, there's a little help button inside your builder. And it pulls up our community. And there are discussion boards, so you can ask questions here. And you can also ask for feedback and things like that. So you would, just to let you know though, the community is built on a different platform than your actual builder. So there's a separate login for you. So if you are going here, see, I'm not logged in. It's going to ask me to log in, and it is a separate login from Noomu. So just to be aware that your password would probably not match, or you might need to register. Or if you're already registered, just ask for your password there. But it's a great place to get help. We also have, like, our announcements are here. You can book the weekly training calls that we have, because we do have, or they're more like, they're training calls. I think I should edit that. It's more of like a troubleshooting session. When you're having any problems with your website, we can help you with them as well. Noomu Builder support is there. So our FAQ is there. You can submit a support form, and there's discussion boards. You can find our other free classes. I mentioned that we're going to do the email automations next time, and they are there. So you can do that. Except for, what I don't know what you do is if you go to a link sorry, this pops up while you're in here, but I don't know how you go back. Oh my goodness. I don't know how you go back, because the home thing disappeared. Do you see what happened, Yusuf? We should look at that later. So I think if we got lost, we would just open it up again, because that was a website outside of the community. This is just the community part. You can also find our community anytime when you go. And I just showing you this and taking a break there, because I really want you guys to see that what you have available to you to help you. So at the bottom here, there's support community. That will bring you there on a full page. We have the live support sessions you can book each week. There is one every week. Our next one is next Thursday. So that's a great place to get help with your funnels as well. And then the free classes. All right. So to connect your Etsy shop to a funnel, I'm not 100%. Like, you can link them to Etsy. You would just not link to your next funnel step. It would go to Etsy. So the funnel here, like, you can really link anybody to anywhere, anything you want, but this is like the step of the funnel. And then, so even on this first page, say you wanted to, like I said, everything's going to go to the next step if there was links. But if you want to link to anything, which I don't think you should link to other things on your opt-in page, you do have the choice of, so I'm just making up a link. The next step. Funnel step is the default, but you could link to your Etsy shop right there. And you just do an external link. I hope that answers it, or if you meant something else to there. Okay, so why don't we go on to the next one, which is the product funnel, which is still pretty simple. We kept it fairly simple for you so that it's easier to get started and hopefully not feel overwhelmed with all the moving parts. So the next one, I'm going to create a funnel, and I'm going to select the product funnel, and will show me again a video. Feel free to watch that. And here is a sales page for a product. Again, you can see it's laid out for you. It's got fill in the blanks type of copy that will help you. And it hits on a lot of those things that you would like to have in a sales page if you're trying to sell products. So we'll look at it in a little bit more detail in a second, but let's go over to the funnel settings so that we know what this comprises of. So again, when you're looking at the pages in the funnel, they're here and that's where you edit them. But when you want to look at the funnel settings, you're here. And so now we have more than one funnel, but if you want to see all your funnels, you always can go back there. So we're in the product funnel, and this will keep track of because it's going to connect to the shop. So it's going to connect to a checkout page, which is this registration page, and it will keep track of the sales that come through this. And you can also set a goal, maybe in this case, because this is the product download pages, maybe you want this to be your goal, that they end up on the product download page. And then you can see, and you can have more than one goal too. And again, remember, you can split test any part of it by going A/B test, and you can duplicate your page or create a new page. So we have a registration page. We have we have a sales page, right, to discuss the product. Then there is a registration page where they actually fill in the form and go through your shopping cart process, which this has a checkout for the new store, so it will connect to your store. And then the product download, there's two options for pages. They're just two different pages, and I don't know how I added a V into members. So you can always delete that, or I'll try to remember to fix. So that's the basic funnel. And you can add upsells and downsells through here. And also through the checkout, you can add bump offers. But we'll come back to that when we look at the checkout page. And so we are on the main page, and you have the same type of thing, trying to grab their attention with a big attention getting headline, tired of feeling whatever the frustration emotion is and still not being able to do the thing they want. And you could just fill in the blanks on the headlines, do them from scratch if you prefer. And these look long, but it's because there's it'll be much cleaner once you fill in the blanks to fill in points that are really going to touch your audience and speak to them. And this is a product mock-up as well. And that is when I mentioned that you could download the Canva templates, that it's all one Canva template package that is the mock-up of the lead magnet or this one. And if you want to play with the covers and the layouts that we gave you, you can absolutely do that. That's there for you as an extra. Then it goes into kind of like once you've grabbed their attention, the problem they're having and the frustration they're feeling and being worried about taking on something too much. Like when people are in the midst of a problem, and even though they might be willing to do anything they can to solve it, they might not practically be able to do anything they can. So the more you can make it seem simple, just like with the opt-in stuff, to simplify it from them. And then the beginning section of your sales page is really designed to connect with your audience. So it says if you've made it to this page, chances are this isn't the first time you've tried to break that habit. Then obviously you want to be specific, overcome procrastination, only to find yourself stuck all over again. You've got dreams to do something, maybe even growing a list of things you meant to do yesterday, but somehow the days keep slipping by and you're still however you're feeling. So that sounds familiar. You give them, so you want to acknowledge their pain, but also say to them, but that sounds familiar. This isn't laziness. And you're not alone. And then you could say, it says procrastination, but you can fill that in however you want. So maybe whatever you teach isn't about willpower or discipline. It's about patterns, and you're helping them feel like there is a solution. And then you are starting to introduce your product here. That's why I created this toolkit, this printable pack, this resource to help you untangle what's really holding you back and starting to take actions in a way that feels you would just fill in the blanks there. And of course, you also want to give an important part of a sales page is your bullet points are a great way to give people kind of teasers of what's included without laying it out for them and telling them exactly what's in your product, because you want them to buy your product. So these bullet points are designed to tell them what they'll learn without telling them the actual things that they will learn. So why your struggle has nothing to do with laziness and what's actually causing the cycle of delay. The number, types of patterns, procrastinators, habits, and how to work with your specific style instead of against it. So it's telling them what they'll be able to learn, but not exactly. So that creates curiosity. You want to create curiosity. And then once you've laid that out, given them some ideas, you're going into kind of introducing your toolkit, and or whatever you want to call your product. I think toolkit's a great name. This lays it out into 4 different sections, and you can obviously add to them anytime you want to duplicate a block. You can copy, and then it comes up here for you, and you would just go here and you could also, so I'll show you again, because what I did was I looked at the block, I chose copy, and it said copy widget, and then it appears here. And I could also save it for later. Maybe it's the course content widget, and that's however I want to save it. And then that way it's over here anytime. So you can use that across wherever you are, not just on this page, like when you're in your website and working on your website. So then you would just grab it, and if it doesn't, why is it acting a little bit strange where it's got, just a sec, sorry. I'll show you if it doesn't go in the exact place you want it. Here it went not here. Okay, so it went down lower. You can always move it up. Is it going up? Why am I having trouble? Okay, my mouse isn't even cooperating right now. What the heck? I don't know if you could see my mouse there. It's going up. Why not? What the heck? Okay. So if you ever, I'm going to die. I just created a problem for myself. But if you have this problem, if it's okay, I'll show you a little bit about Noomu, like what you used to let this won't move around or won't go where I want it to. You can break things up, and you can also create like a container where you put some items into, or you create a new block. What the heck? Okay. And then you can move some of your items into here, right? So I'm putting this into this block. And if this is too complicated now, don't worry. I just wanted to show you there. And now I should be able to move the block up more to where I wanted it. See, it's there now. And then my mouse is not it's acting like nothing's there. I don't know. There we go. And then here we would, why is it not move? Oh, here, maybe I need to get rid of, delete that row. That was one say. There we go. So now I have 6 rows. So sometimes if the blocks are large, you might have to break things up, but it's a good thing to learn. And actually, once you get the hang of it, it's amazing. Because with the first few times I was dealing with the blocks, I was so confused, but it does come together. So you can you can duplicate that. Maybe you have more parts. But the idea is not to make your sales page too complicated, right? You can break it up into 4 components. Maybe you'll notice like this suggested copy says workbook and checklist to stay on track. Maybe you don't have one, you put whatever you have. But you can you can tell ChatGPT all the different products or all the different components of your product. Say you do have a workbook and a checklist and a 7-day challenge, and you have a course guide and all that. You can list everything, tell them what's in it. You can even paste in the content and say, I want to divide this into 4 sections that make sense, that are at a glance easy for people to see what's included, which is exactly what I have done when I've used templates like this. So I was using we have these done for you courses where we do have a journal, planner, 7-day challenge, workbook, checklist, and guidebook. And so I asked ChatGPT to divide this into 4 sections as opposed to listing everything separately so that it could easily be, you want to provide a lot of detail on your sales pages, but you also want it to be scannable. So you can combine it into those 4 categories. And then there's some more encouragement too, once you've introduced your product and how it's going to help. Change doesn't happen all at once, and it doesn't have to be perfect. The key is getting started with, and it's all still building that feeling that they're able to do this, that they'll be able to take this and run with it. real support, real change without the overwhelm or breaking the bank, or update that however you'd like. So this is where you probably want to, oh, why do I have, oh my goodness. I feel like did I duplicate this or is it in the funnel? Duplicated on sales page. I'm going to just go and check because I remember I did that while I was building it and I thought I removed it. So there we go. So this is a good place where you might want to put a justification for your price. We didn't fully put it in there, or it says less than the cost of, you want it one coaching session or streaming subscription, but you try to want to, you do want people to feel like they're getting good value, and justifying your price in this section is always a great idea. But the more you can make it related to what you're, as opposed to what, just a cup of coffee, when your product has nothing to do with buying coffee, it's not as compelling as if you could say, okay, so for example, for Noomu, we can say that it's less than the cost of putting together all these tools separately or something like that. That would be one of our price justifications. So you do want to have that in here. And this does prompt you to do something like that. Try to make it as relevant as possible. Then there's the order form. It's always great to recap. That's a recap what's being included here. The price is it's just random. But recap what people are getting. Because a lot of people are going to go like through here, oh, yes, and then they go here. And you want to make sure that they understand, or even if they read it all, you want them to understand what's there. Because when they read through a lot of sales pages and then a sales page and they're like, okay, what am I actually getting? This itemizes the things. And it also includes some kind of compelling reason why they would like it. There's a countdown timer that you can update the settings for. You can count down to this. This is actually a count. This one is counting time. It just rotates. If you want to create a countdown timer, because that's the only way we can get it to appear in the template. But you can do over here, there's widgets, as you hopefully know if you've been playing with this, you can add a countdown timer, and then you could count down to a specific date there. So you probably just want to add that, but it's a good prompt to remind you. Maybe you want to offer a special offer and you can put it in there. It disappeared because I didn't put any details in it. You would put your details in. Then once you've asked for the sale too, you got people that are going to be like, no, I don't feel like it. So don't think that's the end. There is like an ending. It's like a letter to people. You sign it here. That adds a little bit more. They see a face, an encouragement here. This is also relevant if they sign up because it gives them encouragement that you're there to take care of them. And then the PS. PSs are like well-known. You can split test this too when you're doing your own funnels. But PSs are well known for people, right? They scroll to the very bottom and then they will read that. And this could encourage them to continue. You probably want to bold or underline some important parts here, but PSs can absolutely make a sale for you where you might have missed it. And then there's one little last call to action there at the bottom. You can add things like FAQs once you have people are asking a lot of questions. An FAQ, or frequently asked questions, is another section to add that can definitely get sales, because people are going through this and they have questions in their mind. And then if you make a whole section that actually highlights a lot of those common questions, that can overcome the objection and they could get them to sign up. So when you look at the buttons that are on here, you can change them. Maybe you have some order buttons that you want to use. You absolutely can. This is just a button. It is linked and it goes to the next funnel step, which is the checkout page. I think Yusuf's taking good care of you guys. So I will keep going and let me know if you do have questions as we go as well. So so those buttons are already set up for the next funnel step. If you wanted it to go somewhere else, you can certainly do that. So the next step is the registration page. I'm just going to discard my changes and just give me one sec because I want to make sure I double check something in the funnels that we made for you. Widget. Okay. There. So this is a checkout page, fully customizable if you want to put something else besides testimonials here, but you do have It's the checkout page, but testimonials can give them more encouragement. Oh, other people have been doing this is great. Or maybe you want to do a little recap here or give them some other words of wisdom. But you don't need a lot there, right? It's just to get them. This adds credibility, and maybe they aren't even going to read it, but they just feel comforted by the fact that there's 10 testimonials there. So this is a checkout page. And if you are using the store, you have a product in a store, this can connect to there. And how, if you're making your own pages, that widget is over here. It's the checkout here. You can also show products from your store on different pages, but this is a checkout widget in particular. And so you would go and you can choose what products are there. You can select the products. You can add bump offers here. Bump offers are a great way that would have to be a product you've already set up in your store. And then you would select the product here, and it allows you to write a headline and a title and a description, because that's going to appear right on the checkout page where I don't know if it'll let me do it. There must be products in here. Because I'm not separate. So I don't know if it's going to let me do it. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I can't demonstrate it because I don't have a product in the funnel. But then it'll appear right out on your checkout page as an extra thing. They can just click a button and add. If you've purchased stuff from us before at eKid Hub, you've probably seen our bump offers. All right. In a second. Sorry about that. I didn't know I didn't have my phone on. So there you would select the products, you would update it. You can edit the styling and how it looks and everything like that. There's so many things you can do, but you can work through that because out of the box, it's working and it will work for you to do what you would like. And the other thing that's the styling. There's some more settings too. You could allow discounts, which means that and you can also get them to register for an account when they purchase your product, which is probably a great idea, right? Because then they can log in at any time and see the products that they have, and they have a place to go back to. So that's a good idea to have. And then you can also connect them to an email marketing list, just how you did with the other form. That way you can keep in touch with them. You can also tag them so you know what products they bought. So all your products, you probably want to include tags so that you can see what they've been doing. And I don't know if you've had a chance to explore the contacts part, and I don't have contacts in here, but when you actually because it's just a trial account here, but when you have your customers or your subscribers are here, you can click through and you can see everything they've done on your site. It's this little flow chart, and it says, okay, they opted in for this. They were tagged with this. They started this automation. They purchased this product. They signed up for this free class. They booked an appointment for a coaching session. It all is there for you. So tagging is really useful, and it's also easy to find. So you can also, when you have lots of contacts here, you can find the tags. And all your tags are here. So if you have a bunch of tags, they're easy to find. You don't have to remember what the tags are. It is, or they don't have a certain tag, then you can move people around. So you have lots of control over how that works. And so then the next part of the funnel, I'll go to the funnel settings, was that once they have signed up for the product, it will, and you can also add upsell from here. So you can add a different page, and you can do a little upsell, and it's like a one-click upsell that it'll go through. So once they've signed up and they purchased the product, maybe the bump offer, maybe the upsell, you can create your download area, and that's what these pages are for. And there's just two different kind of simple layouts that you can use, or you can make something yourself. If you don't need something that complicated, maybe it's just a download, then you can keep it super simple. But essentially, these two pages are the main parts of the funnel. So I think I have a question here. Okay, so someone's asking about a product. So in these funnels that we're showing you, so someone was asking about the products where you can buy Because sometimes when we do a totally done for you funnel, I think Donna is the one asking this question. We have products. These funnels don't have products really attached to them. The only exception was those pop-ups. And when you use the pop-up, there is a note. But if you ever want to know what kind of done for you content we have, and the shop is a little small inside Noomu. We do have more stuff at Shop eKits and eKit Hub University if you are looking for done for you content. But it is under, and it's not linked from our website. You just go noomu.com/store and you can see what we have. We just have 3 things here. So if you purchase pardon me, not purchase. If you use the membership site templates, these are the courses that go with that. If you're using the pop-ups, we have the whole pop-up collection if you want to add your source files. On the templates where we do have done for you content, the content is ready for you in there, but you can purchase those upgrades if you want to have the source files to edit them, to change the branding and stuff like that. But everything that is done for you is ready to go. You don't have to purchase extra stuff. It just is there for you. But these particular templates are fake products. There's no real product with. All right. Okay. How big files can I upload on Noomu? I actually forget what the limit is. And if you do have a large product, it's probably going to be a lot. You can use AWS. You can add them to Google. You can also, one thing that we have done is create a smaller file where they can go. So, because it's protected, right? It's in there. It's a small file. They'll open it up and then they'll have links where to grab stuff on whatever file. We use Dropbox a lot as. Oh, how do you view the page before? Great question. It's easy to do. So any page you are on in your builder and you want to preview it, it's right here, the eye on the left. And you can also put it in a new tab to have a peek at how it looks. So that was over here, the little eye here. So how do you guys feel about using this is simple funnels, right? Nothing too complicated. But the cool thing is that you can build on it. You can do those split tests. You can add more steps to a funnel and draw people through different upsells and things like that. And then you can also duplicate funnels. So that's why it looks different, actually. Let me see. I think I have some funnels in here. I want to see what it looks like when you're in your website for a second. So website, does it have no discard? Sorry, to give me 1 second. And do I have funnels in here? I do. Okay. So when you're looking at all your funnels while you're in your website, why does this look so different? Oh, I know where I was getting mixed up. Okay. So sorry, just looked a little different. I'm okay. Okay. So now I am in my funnel. I'm going to look at my quiz funnel, for example. And then when I go why does it look different to me? Maybe, you know what? I think maybe our Noomu.com site looks slightly different. So never mind. I'm just going to work with what I see here. Sorry about that. So what I did want to show you was, though, that you can easily duplicate funnel. I clicked the wrong thing. That's just a user error here. You click the icon and you can duplicate it. And then, so I've duplicated the funnel and now I have another. So this is copied, but it just copies everything over for you so that you can do it over and over. And you would probably just want to go into your quiz funnel. You want to go into the settings here and you probably want to change the name. If you want to change the name, you go into settings and you would rename it so it doesn't have the same name. Maybe you're going to do this on Facebook or something like that. You're going to add stuff like that. And if you put your funnel into your website, you don't need to update your favicon and social sharing image. It will pick up that from your website. It'll be the same. And you can set a funnel as your homepage. Our homepage of Noomu.com is a funnel as well. And we keep track. We have funnels for all the different types of landing pages that we have. And that way we're tracking everything. So whoever signs up through a particular funnel, we know which one of our funnels is doing better. Okay. So anything I can answer for you guys, I could also, anytime you want to add a funnel, You can create a funnel, and then the plug and play marketing funnels are these two that we made for you. The turnkey quiz templates are here. I think there's 8 of them that are totally done for you. And then you can also look through the other designs. They're more generic. They're not guiding you through the process as much, but some of them have more complicated steps. So if you want to get a little more advanced, you can explore the different way. It's a great way to learn like what you can do with the funnels. That video will always pop up so that you can get, this one actually isn't that one. This one isn't that complicated, but there are ones that have more steps of products and stuff. So you can play with them. And I did tell you about where the community is. So wherever you need help, you can post again. Like you want feedback on how to make your funnel work. You want feedback on your copy. So say you're working on your opt-in page copy and you're like, I don't know if this is very compelling. Even if you want help with your Canva design and stuff like that, we can do our best for you on that as well. And if you're using Noomu, we are in the process of creating a success kit for you that will show you how to set up your website to make sure you're up and running. Because I know sometimes that it can be a little overwhelming. You're not sure which step. It's going to give you a blueprint for that if you're still feeling a little bit stuck in some places. But it also gives you advice on actually growing your business, doing your marketing and stuff like that. The kit also includes some planners to help you stay organized, to plan your days so that you don't have to work so much, but you're focused on growing your business. It also includes copywriting templates and templates for building your traffic as well. And that's going to be free for all Noomu users. But if you are at the point where you just need a little bit more help and it should be ready by next week. But for now, if you want, I'm going to show you, we also have the guide. The guide is ready. The whole kit is not quite ready yet, but this guide, you could see, and there's 3 sections. It's about getting your website up and running fast and planning your business, and then tips for going to the next level. So this part will help you if you're new to Noomu, or if you're still trying to like, how do I just finish up this website? It walks you through step by step about it. Honestly, it also includes recommendations, tutorials, reminds you to where to find the community and other things like that. And it's showing you how to get out your logo, how to update it, everything like that, updating your homepage. And it just has a blueprint for you so that you can get up and running without having to do so much. Because when you look at it, you might be like, oh, that's a lot of stuff. But this just breaks it down if you cover it step by step. We are also including a workbook and a checklist that goes with this, but each section it does have a little checklist at the end for you as well, I believe. So there's connecting your domain if you're not sure how to do that. That's the longer, because there's a bit of troubleshooting that you might need. And then there's a little summary here for you too, a little checklist summary. But so we will expand on this for you by next week, or it's already being expanded. But if you want this guide, you want to grab it now, I will put the link in the chat for you, because it would be a good guide for you. And then if you're looking for more tutorials and stuff like that, it tells you where to find them, stuff like that. All right, so maybe we will wrap it up pretty quick, but then also I'll put the free class link in here for you. Free classes are always found here. And if you can't find them, you just go to the bottom. If you can't remember, there's the join a free class here. But next up, this is what's today, but we're not doing that one right now. So the next one is then boost your profits through easy email automations. And that is what the heck? What happened? This happened to me before. Okay, I need to fix this. This is going to be on, why isn't it there? July 26th. I will update it before we get to that point. I believe it's July 26th because I think it's the Thursday. Why is it not doing that? Oh, I'll fix it. So what we were going to go in that case, in that clause, we're going to go and we're going to do, it's under messaging and workflows, and there's the automations. So you can set up how they go through, they set up the automated emails they get. It can be triggered by a lot of different things. When they buy a product, they sign up for a site, moving them to different lists and just controlling the flow of the content that you send them. So we will do that next month. I will go and fix this form right after we're done. I don't know why that's not correct. And then also every week we are doing those builder support live where we can troubleshoot your site. We can also edit. We can go on screen and if we give your permission, we can even fix the problems on your site. If you can't figure out how to move something or you get lost in those blocks where I got lost for a little bit, we can fix that for you. So make sure you book one. Our next one is June 26th. And then we have one each week. And we put the schedule up about 4 weeks in advance. We're also training some people to help with these sessions. And as we need more, we can add more. Right now, 1 week seems to be good. And we get a little group there and we can help. And I think when you see other people's questions, it helps you learn as well. All right. So if we are all okay, I guess we'll fix that up. I will fix this for you. And the links are in the chat for the free classes, but that's always in the footer. And your success guide is also there. It does get now sent out to people when they sign up. So if you haven't signed up, you'll see it there. And as soon as the full kit is ready, we will update you guys and let you know so you can dig into that. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Tasha and Stephanie and Alexandra and Donna and Therese. I'm glad it was helpful. And again, when later questions come up, and you're welcome, Lars, just come on by the community and feel free to ask or join us in those weekly sessions. Lorenzo, thank you. Thank you, Youssef. And thank you for watching the chat. All right. Take care, everybody, and have a great day.